Hello and welcome once again to another edition of the Flag Hunters Golf Podcast. I am your host, Jesse Perryman, flying solo today without Justin. Justin is busy in Singapore teaching people how to play much, much better golf. And our guest is none other than Caroline Sturze. She is a Stanford graduate, two-time national championship, part of two national championship teams, one runner-up, one semifinalist. That's a pretty good 4 years. They also won the Pac-12 team championship. RIP to the Pac-12. That's
Yeah.
kind of a little bit of a
Yeah,
pain
totally.
point, a sore subject. But she had a very distinguished career at Stanford, playing with some great players, playing underneath a very, very good friend of mine that I've known for a long time, women's coach Ann Walker. I call her Annie lovingly. And Caroline, welcome. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. So you are a newly minted professional coming
That's
off.
right.
Let's go ahead and just dive right into your first win as a
Yeah,
professional.
yeah, that was pretty special. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
It's a good
So,
one.
you just turned pro recently, having graduated from Stanford recently, and you come out and you decide to turn pro, and you win relatively early. Where was that?
It was in Morocco. It was in a beginning of April, and it was the first tournament of the season actually. So we had quite a long off season between Q school and the first tournament. So I kind of had to deal with that. And it was actually perfect for me because I had to like do some restructuring in my game and my in the team around me and stuff. So it was actually really good, and I took advantage of that and actually paid off in my first tournament, which is really cool. Yeah.
What a great manifestation to have, knowing that you're on the right track.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
It
always
feels
big.
good for sure.
Yeah,
It
absolutely.
confirms the things
Absolutely.
I've been working on. Yeah.
And we're going to go more into that later. Let's start from the beginning. You were born in Switzerland,
Yes, in Geneva.
growing up in Geneva and playing
Yep.
golf. Now, did your parents play?
Yes, they did. They still do actually. They actually met on a course, and so my dad was playing with my grandmother in a random golf tournament in a club in Normandy in the north of France. And they had lunch, and then my mom walked in. He was like, "Who is that?" So they met like that, and then they started playing together and stuff. And my older sister and brother also play, so it's very golf family
Mhm.
oriented.
That's really cool. And your brother's quite a player. So we're going to talk more about him later. What a great environment to grow up in, that your whole
Totally.
family plays golf. Were you all competitive? Were you all trying to beat
So
each other?
competitive. So competitive, it's ridiculous. We'd always have matches going on, but it's also the good thing about golf is that you can compete with at all levels and just,
Mhm.
yeah, it's so good. Love it.
Oh, what a great start. What a great
Yeah.
start to playing and tell us a little bit about growing up in Switzerland. Obviously, you have seasons there.
We do. Yeah, it gets
Mhm.
really cold in the winters and the grass is like frozen, so you can't really play outside
Mhm.
unless you're really tough mentally. But sometimes when you're 14, not really. So what we did, we had a really nice like support from Swiss Golf that actually helped us to have like training camps during the winters where we would go to Spain and like try to like, manage our time as good as we could and spend some good time all together, create really good relationship with our Swiss teammates and yeah, it was a good time, but definitely like quite challenging during the winters, but we would go inside and hit in simulators and that was pretty much it. We actually even had a place in France like 25 minutes away from where I live here.
Mhm.
And was a course with fake greens, So we would go out and play in the snow, but the greens were like completely like out of snow and they would like
Oh, that's
just leave the
cool.
greens out. Yeah. So it was pretty good and it was a lot of fun. And we go to the gym and we had like trainings like every Saturday, like over there, and it was really good. It was a lot of fun.
So you were still connected to the game, no matter what time of year it was growing up.
Yeah, pretty much. I
Mhm.
mean, when I was younger, it wasn't that serious, I would say. I was playing tennis and I was skiing at the same time, so
Mhm.
I was all over the place. doing random things. On Wednesday after school, I would go to the mountain and go ski, and then I would have like tennis practice on Thursdays and golf on Fridays and
Hmm.
all that good stuff. So it just had like 11 or 12. My mom was like, "All right, guys, you are gonna have to pick a sport," because we were all playing different sports and different age groups that she had to drive us
Hmm.
to practice and stuff. So we all picked golf. Don't know if I followed my brother and my sister, no idea, but it just felt right.
Hmm.
Yeah.
How fun. What a
Yeah.
great
So
way to grow up.
yeah.
And what's cool about what you said, Caroline, is that your country supports the juniors.
Yeah, I would say so. And it's
Mhm.
even better now. Like they're really growing and making huge effort to grow the game. And it's even more special for me as a pro now to inspire those kids and see like I see them now at my club. There's like the regional practice that I was on that team as well. And I see them and I'm like, oh my God, that was me like 7 or 8 years ago. Like, what do you mean? They're so cute. So I go with them and play and have a little putting contest and it's just good times.
Yeah, that sounds really amazing.
Hmm.
So, when did you start? At what age did you really start to see yourself becoming proficient, good?
Um, I would say like I was I don't know why, but I'm pretty good at sports in general. Like
Mhm.
I was pretty good at tennis as well, and I just like really loved the game of golf and uh just the way of like always playing different courses or against different people and like never the same conditions. I love that factor of the sport and um I don't know. I think maybe around 12 when I won the under 12 Swiss championship. That was like a really cool moment for me.
Mhm.
And then I did really good in under 14 and under 16 and then got selected into the Swiss national team when I was 14, I think. And I played in my first European like team championship when I was 14 or 15. And it was it just grew. It kept going. And then I
Mhm.
was starting to travel when I was like 14 to like Finland to like tournaments with Swiss golf and like playing against other girls. And I was like, wait, this is kind of cool. And it just kept going. And then like here I am today, pretty much.
Right.
Yeah.
So, you also mentioned that you played in some LAT events as a teenager.
I did, yes. That's
Yeah.
also Swiss golf, to be
Okay.
honest. I would say I had a good level growing up, but I wasn't the best because I was really little. I was not really like I grew up quite late and I was playing against girls that were like way taller and stronger than I was, so it took me a little more time, but when I finally grew, I think I was pretty good and Swiss golf gave me chances to go play in LETs and LET Access at first. And
Mhm.
also my dad was a big part of that. He's helped me get invites and stuff like that. So
Mhm.
that was definitely a big part of my world ranking go down when I was like 16, 17,
Mhm.
18 and before college. I did pretty good in those tournaments and they're like pretty big when you're an amateur and 16 or 17. So it's definitely a good way for me to get my world ranking down and yeah, it's fun.
And just for the listeners, for proper definition, the LAT is the Ladies European Tour.
Yes, exactly.
So you have all of these things going for you, and you're also an exceptional student as well. And here comes Annie Walker giving you a call.
Yeah.
Uh, again, it bears repeating, but Ann Walker is the current women's golf coach at Stanford, and Stanford has had women's golf has been by far the best over about the last, what, 10 years or so.
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah, something
Yeah.
like that. And you got a call. Did you
Yeah, I
get a
did.
call?
I actually I sent them an email and I was like, ah, like it's never gonna happen, blah blah blah. And I committed somewhere else, verbally
Mhm.
committed somewhere else.
So you got
And
recruited somewhere else. Can you mention that?
yeah, I verbally committed Duke
Hmm.
and I was gonna go there and it was actually like one of my dream schools as well. I remember when I
Hmm.
was like 12 or 13, I was in my bed like scrolling on my iPod and seeing the Duke stuff, and I was like, oh my God, this is so sick. I don't know, like I loved it, and I was like, this is insane. Like they want me. So in the end, I was super happy. We actually celebrated. And then like a week later, I get an email from Coach Walker. I'm like, wait a minute. This is crazy. Because
Right.
it wasn't official, like it was just
Hmm.
a verbal commit. So I hopped on a call with her that actually lasted forever. It was like 2 hours or so. And she offered me a place on the team along Rose Zhang and Tina Liu. And I was really pumped and told her that I would go through the application process, which I did over the summer. And then finally, she called me back at the end of the summer telling me that I was accepted and like I was all good to go. And it was like the best call pretty much of my life. It was such a good
Wow.
moment. Yeah, it
Wow.
was awesome. Good
Wow.
memory.
Wow. That's pretty profound to,
Yeah, it
you
was.
know, to have that. I mean, Stanford is a very, very, very special university.
Mhm.
And you guys don't dip on the academic standards for athletes. There's no wiggle room there. So you had to qualify academically as
Yeah.
well as athletically. So what a fantastic accomplishment. And that's when I first met you as a freshman.
Yeah.
And and I saw a very, very good golf swing. I saw a strong, strong golf swing. Like you hit the ball pretty hard. And I was like, whoa, she's a little 18-year-old freshman with some compression here. This is pretty good. Let's go. And
Yeah.
so during your, let's say, what was the learning curve? That obviously you're living in the U.S. now, so you're in a foreign country, you're in a very, very high level academic environment, along with an extremely high athletic environment. What were those first few months of coming from Switzerland to Palo Alto, living in the dorms and acclimating to a bigger and brighter life?
Yeah. First of all, I would just bring it back to like European golf because we were I mean, it was so easy for us to travel because like we got really used to traveling and all that stuff
Mhm.
internationally and like it was like pretty much on your own, like figuring things out when you're 14, 15. So like
Interesting.
it wasn't like yeah, it was really like independent, I would say, like at starting at 14, traveling on my own, like looking at my flights and stuff. Like it's not something a 14-year-old does, I feel like.
Hmm.
And so I was really like I was feeling good about leaving to the US and going all the way to California, which I had never been in my life, and I couldn't go on a visit because I mean, not that I was gonna visit and say no, but just in general, like I had no idea where I was gonna land and who was gonna pick me up and all that stuff, you know? So it was very random, but I kind of like that too. I'm kind of like
Hmm.
that type of person that likes to like discover things
Hmm.
and figure it out, you know?
Hmm.
So, it was definitely like I was really focused, I would say, the first couple months because I didn't want to like I wanted to be really good in school and in my golf and I was really locked in that and wasn't doing that much of like the freshman stuff, I would say, because it was a big change for me coming from Europe, I would say, just the culture and the difference in that and yeah, so it was the first time doing school in English as well, which is quite funny, but I only had English class in high school here. I was in the English section or anything. So I also had that part where I was like, wait, I just need to log in here for a couple months. So I did. And it ended up being super, super chill and I did pretty good. So yeah, I had a pretty good freshman start, finished second in my first event. Then played the Spirit, where I finished second as well. Um, it was it was pretty good, and got the invitation for the Anwa, which was even better because I was the first Swiss to be selected in that, which was a really nice feeling. So yeah, it was
And,
really good. Like everything was like going smoothly.
and for context, the ANWA is the Augusta Women's National Amateur. I mean, it's you play 2 rounds at Champions Retreat, and then if you make the cut, you play the final round at Augusta National.
Yep.
How special is that?
It was really special. It was such a good time, and getting to share with your almost the entire team was also insane because we all traveled together. Like
Mhm.
it just felt like another like college tournament almost.
Mhm.
But yeah, definitely special. And having my family travel and come, and my brother being on the bag was just an insane moment. So yeah, I'll definitely keep really good memories from that moment.
And was the golf course what you thought it was playing Augusta?
Reed or
No,
Augusta?
Augusta.
Honestly, it felt easier than Champions Retreat for some reason, even though I just played in practice round because I miscut, but um, it felt easier. Like for some reason, Champions Retreat was so hard, so windy. The greens were so firm because it was just renovated and
Mhm.
stuff. So it was really tricky. But definitely, like I think there's more elevation than you think.
Yeah,
You can see on TV.
yeah,
The greens are pretty hard. But it's so beautiful. Like it's even better than you see it on TV. It's like there's nothing is wrong there. It's like just perfection.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that it's a very, very special place, and it's a really cool thing that the chairman and the members there have that and support that
Oh
event,
yeah, totally.
and it's getting pretty exciting. They're getting more and more patrons out there, and it's just cool to watch it on TV
Oh,
to,
totally. It's
to
grown a
see
lot since I
it.
did it. Yeah.
Yeah, it really,
Yeah.
really has. That's pretty cool. What a great experience. So let's talk about the rest of Stanford. So, I mean, you're there for 4 years, and what'd you major in?
I did STS, which is Science, Technology, and Society.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's pretty broad. It's but they'd like to do that at Stanford. It's like really challenging you in different areas and making sure that you can think in all different aspects of life. And it was really cool. I actually enjoyed it. It was
Mhm.
quite at first very confusing when I got there because even in school in high school here, I had a like a focus in my high school which was economy. Uh, and so I was like, I don't know what I want to do. I was looking at the majors and I was like, wow, this is all so broad and like it doesn't like really mean anything to me. And ended up talking with my advisor and she helped me figure it out. And this is really something that I wanted to do, especially being at Stanford and Bay Area where everything is super tech and I wanted to go and explore and that's what I did and I really enjoyed it. Yeah.
And you also played some pretty good golf too.
Yeah.
Yeah. What years did you all win the national championship?
22 and 24.
So what was that?
Like
Sophomore year, 22? Freshman
freshman
year?
year and junior year.
Freshman and junior year.
Yeah.
And who were on those who in addition to yourself, who was on the team for both of those championships?
So we had Eileen Crowder from Germany,
Mm-hmm.
Rose Zhang, Rachel Heck, Sadie Engelman, and me. And no, there's Brooks A.
Mm-hmm.
also. And then after my junior year, there was also Mega
Mm-hmm.
Gane.
Mm-hmm.
Who else? Kelly. I think Kelly played as well.
Mm-hmm.
It was pretty much the same crew, honestly. Like, I mean, not Elaine because she graduated and Brooke as well. I know
Mm-hmm.
Brooke t took an extra year, so she was there.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it was so much fun. I
And
remember it like it was yesterday.
I mean, I mean, just to give context, Rose was the number one amateur in the world. Rachel was number one in the world. Rose
Yeah.
was, and I'm missing one. Oh, Mega now currently, right? Mega Gagne,
I think she's quite first, but
she's
she's
up
like
there.
in top five or top 10 or something.
Yeah,
But now
well,
like have I think the top five of the world ranking right now is like five of the players at Stanford. Or yeah, somewhat.
I mean,
Four of the five.
that's mind blowing.
That's ridiculous.
Because I know Aileen, and she won the British Amateur, women's British Amateur,
Mhm.
and then Mega just won the women's Amateur.
Yeah,
I
it's
mean,
insane.
that's pretty good. I mean, my goodness, what a great environment to be in. I mean, you got no choice because you're in this captive environment to rise and to
Yeah,
get better and to play better, and you're inspired. And of course, you've got some pretty alpha competitors on that
yeah,
team. And
totally.
you guys are all trying to beat each other's brains out too, as well as being close, being like
Mhm.
sisters. What a great environment. It's an extension of what you grew up in, Caroline, for
Yeah,
sure.
that's true. It's true that Stanford, I would say, like excellence was like just part of the picture. Like everyone at Stanford is good at something, like extremely good at something. You don't know if, like what it is, but if you talk to that person, you'll figure it out really quickly, you know?
Yeah.
So it's awesome to be surrounded by people who like think big and work hard and they know what they want and they're just here to get better and learn more about the world, and if it's in sports or like whatever their interests are, like it's just that kind of environment that naturally like raises your standards in general.
Hmm.
So definitely like at first it was a little bit like that's why I said that I had to really focus and do my academic work and my golf stuff, and I was really diligent with everything that I was doing and making sure I was using my time accordingly to like where I was trying to go. So but in the end you realize that it's just like everyone's just insane and everyone's here to help you if you need anything, and it's not it is a competition. Everyone's like there to like be better than the other in a way, but it's also a big family, and like if you need something like they're there for you, and it's like, but it's awesome. And as a player, being surrounded by all these girls was just like, because I was 40 in the world something when I got there, and I was probably not like close to being like the best like at for by far, like it's crazy when you think about it, but
Hmm.
there's just the competitive environment like pushes you like in ways that like no other place would, so even if you feel like you're a little bit lacking, you're actually not that far off, I would
Right.
say.
Right.
Yeah, it was awesome. It was tough at times, obviously, because it's very competitive and it's like you always have to be on top of your game, and
Hmm.
especially when I had injuries and stuff, so I kind of like you know, it struggled a little bit there, but just the resilience and everything, just seeing them, because I wasn't the only one going through all this. Like my teammates were also, and it was just about like the discipline every day of doing the little things to get better and being there for your teammates when they need you and vice versa and stuff like that. So yeah, it was the best, honestly.
So that 4 years went pretty quick.
Oh, they flew by.
It just went pretty fast, and I was fortunate because you and I struck up a friendship, and I got to see you grow in front of my
Yeah.
eyes. I got to see you hit the ball better, just carry yourself better, becoming a bigger and better version of yourself on and
Mhm.
off the golf course. And then you graduate, and
Yeah.
you turn pro. Let's talk about what you learned about your golf swing and your body, because you mentioned about having some injuries in college. Were those injuries born of inefficiency in your golf swing, or was it just being a kid and you're falling off a skateboard or something?
No. It was, I think definitely like I overtrained a little bit, and I followed an advice that was given to me that maybe I shouldn't have about changing clubs and going to something more heavy, because as you said, I hit it quite far and I have a pretty high swing speed for a
Mhm,
girl. So like it's
mhm,
not something that you see every day. And I think some people were trying to help me, but it ended up like hurting me more than anything.
mhm,
So I changed clubs, went from 85 grams regular to 105 stiff. So it
mhm,
was a really huge change,
mhm,
and my body was just not ready for that. And I started practicing with these clubs and stuff like that. So I got injured, and my swing was just not helping me at all. Like I was good with my 85 regular, and
mhm,
when I moved to heavier, it got me, and I had SI joints issues in my lower back on the right, so had to work on that, and then I had some sort of TOS also in my shoulder because of my swing, I would say a little bit, but definitely the clubs were not helping at all.
mhm,
So definitely like little things, but I think I'm really happy that all this struggle and body issues and injuries happen at Stanford, because you have the best support system you could ever have in the world. Like really, like when I left Stanford and got back to Europe, I was like having treatment every week there, like having massages and cups and needling, and
mhm,
everything that I wanted was there. And it's not even that I had to think about it. People would tell me you have to go there and do this and no, no, no. Yeah, I would just follow what they would tell me and I
mhm,
would get better. And when you're outside of that and you realize like Stanford ends, like it's over, you go back to Europe and you want to play professional golf, which is going to be like way more demanding than college. and you realize like, whoa, I don't have that support system. Like I don't have
Mhm.
like the trainer that's like 2 minute bike ride from my dorm. Like how am I going to do that? So I figured it out and found my support system here in Europe, and I have everything that I need for my back. I have a strength coach, and that was really a priority for me because if I didn't have that, I knew I would not be able to play. For a long time at least. And that's pretty much what I want to do. And so I put that as a priority and fixed my back. My back's totally good now. I don't have any issues. My body's feeling strong and healthy. So that's a first in a long time, which is really nice. And
Mhm.
but that's what you need for the long run. So put the priority there, and then got a really good team around me, coaching wise. Yeah, so really happy with where that's going because you really like, I mean, for me as a European, I don't know, but maybe my Stanford teammates are more like surrounded than I was, but I was really by myself since I'm a kid. Like I do my stuff, like I didn't really have a coach growing up. I was just figuring it out, like
Mhm.
learning with my brother, playing, trying to hit lob shots and stuff like that, you know? So maybe I didn't like have the best technique, but my swing was looking pretty good, I would say. And but now definitely like trying to make sure that my swing is sustainable and can bring me and to like for so many years let me play golf and let me live from my passion, which is first of all, I'm so grateful for that. It's awesome and so happy to
Mhm.
wake up every day and do that.
Mhm.
So I'm really taking care of that and respecting my body and understanding when it needs a break. And because I'm the type of girl that I'm never going to listen to what my mind says. I'm always going to keep going and pushing.
Mhm.
So I've really learned that in college, understanding when I need to take a break because they help you understand that as well.
Mhm.
Um, and understand that the break is actually going to help you more than if you keep going.
Mhm.
So you're actually gaining days. So I've been really good at that now and feeling more like I would say mature about it. I don't know if that's the word, but that's how I feel about it. And yeah, my golf game just follows.
That's very well said. A lot of people don't understand that rest is productivity.
Yeah,
It really
exactly.
is. That
Yeah.
and it's an integral part of the process.
Mm.
So for the swing geeks like myself out there, what technically did you do
Yeah.
to help swing more biomechanically correct from college to till now?
Yeah, so basically, in college, I was using a lot of power from the ground and from my body, trying to really like rip the ball, kind of, which I did, I think, and I still
Mhm.
do, but in a different way.
Mhm.
I was really like hinging at impact, like pinching my back, kind of
So
like
a lot
really.
of side bend, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And sometimes I would like actually when I had to time everything super well for me to hit like the club face square at impact. And when I was on a good stretch, it was perfect. But as soon as I was getting a little stressed or tired or, like not feeling super good about like just my, my health or my golf swing or anything, it would start like I would start going a little too quick there and like my timing was off and hitting it like a little bit on the toe or and so on. So we really worked on getting that ball striking more accurate and more consistent. And that, what I did for that is simple. It's basically having a really more like quiet downswing because I had kind of like
Hmm.
I would go up and like kind of drop it down. And what I
Hmm.
did now is like I got rid of that and like it's really a movement from like you go up into position and then go same way down without that
Hmm.
big movement. It's like it
Hmm.
feels like way more like calm swing. And then it's
Hmm.
like adding more rotation with my
Hmm.
hips through impact because
Hmm.
obviously I was not really I was like going on my toes and kind of like using the
Hmm.
power like that to release the
Hmm.
club face. But now
Hmm.
it's more like rotational,
Hmm.
which is helping me with ball skiing and
Hmm.
consistency quite a bit. And yeah, it's been great, but it's not easy to change a habit that you've had for your entire life. So it's
Yeah.
definitely yeah.
Yeah, sure. And as a young lady, I mean, to get power, you got to have that explosion, and your
Mm,
hips freeze, and then you flip, and if you've got good hand-eye, you can time it a lot. But like you said, if your body feels a little out of whack, or
mhm,
you
mhm.
just feel wonky that day, and that timing is not there, you're going to potentially have a two-way miss. I mean, the toe strikes make a lot of sense.
Yeah, exactly.
Um, and getting a little bit more level. and
Mhm.
more rotational is huge. All the best players in the world are extremely rotational.
Yeah, totally. And
Yeah.
I definitely don't need more power. And that's why I'm not looking to gain or change clubs to gain power and stuff. That's what I went to TPI to do a fitting. And I
Hmm.
was like, I'm not looking for any length or power or, all that stuff. I don't care. I just want to be more accurate and I want a club that helps me do that.
Yeah.
Um, so that's been really my focus and just hitting it straight because that's what will make you play well. So,
Exactly. Keep it on the planet,
yeah.
folks. Keep it on the planet. So you have a U.S. coach. You have a U.S. based swing coach.
Yes, but she's French. She lives in
Okay.
Florida. Her
Okay.
name is Trisha Meunier-Lebouc.
Okay.
She played on LPGA for about 20 years, I think.
Okay.
She was pretty successful, won a major in '03, won LPGA, LET, and stuff like that. So she's been around it. She knows what's up. So
Yeah.
she's really good at like understanding the player that I am and the person that I am on the side of that,
Right.
and knowing how things affect me and how I see the game and how I play the game, which is really helpful. And it's not like she doesn't just have her mentality and that's it. Like that's how I'm going to teach you. She really adapts to my style and how I like to see the game, and obviously t tells me to do things that I need to change and stuff. But it's really team effort. I love it.
Yeah. And I think that for the listener, it's important to have a coach that has been there
Mm.
because they know.
Yeah.
They know the lonely nights or the lonely days or the weeks that you just don't have it,
Mm.
and the proper perspective to teach their students. I mean, I'm not saying that not every coach has to have that experience. However, it's extremely valuable, especially when things aren't going that well, and you can lean on somebody who's been there and done that and has persevered at that level. Because I'm suspecting, even though I never played professional golf, that it can be a lonely road at times. I mean, when it's good, it's really good. But
Yeah.
as we talked about before, when it's not going so well, I mean, it's you know, it's it,
That's
it
tough.
it can be tough. It can be a real lonely road.
That's
So
true, yeah.
um, now you mentioned about growing up in a competitive family, and that your
Hmm.
brother, and what's your brother's name?
Max.
Max. So
Yeah.
so you two grew up beating your brains, trying to beat each other's brains out, and he's now playing professional.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
so how important was that relationship with him and growing up being competitive with him and being close? You mentioned that he caddied for you and he's caddied for you, and I'm sure you have for him as well. But how
Yeah.
important is that relationship for both of you that are on similar trajectories in life?
Honestly, just having a partner and someone to practice with when you're out there and when it gets lonely, that's who you want to be with, your brother, and just practicing and getting back to the old days where it was just like really fun and kind of just like a game between us two and going chipping contests and stuff like that. So that's definitely like a plus when we're together practicing, but unfortunately, it doesn't happen that often anymore because like he's yeah.
After a little recording snafu where someone's computer died, and she lives in Switzerland, if anybody else knows. We're back at it, but let's continue the conversation about your brother Max and what that was like growing up with him again.
Yeah, that was just a very special moment for us to just be able to go and play together and practice together since we're really so young and compete together, and that's how I started loving the game in the first place. So now we're both professionals, so we don't see each other that much and we can't do that often anymore. But when we're together, it's just what we look forward to. And
Mhm.
when I can go caddy for him, when he can come caddy for me, like it's just such a special moment that we cherish even more than before. But yeah, it's been very special, and that's thanks to him. I have my length because I was so competitive and trying to go beat him and stuff like
Mhm.
that. So it's definitely like it was very special growing up together. And it's also super nice to have someone that's living the same thing as I am. And he's 2 years older, so he's going through it like before me. So he teaches me things that he's been through that I shouldn't like do or do better and stuff like that. So it's definitely really helpful to have him in my corner and just one phone call away if I need anything. And he's also very good, uh technical wise, like he's super good at understanding my swing because he just gets it. Since I'm a kid, he sees my swing and he knows how I'm hitting the ball. So if I'm ever struggling with anything, he's there to help me. Like I had some chipping issues and one day he called me, he was like, "Yeah, I just thought about something. Like you should go cross-handed." I was like, "What do you mean?" Like I've never thought about that. And now I just chip cross-handed and it's going so well. And I even wedge cross-handed now, and it's like, it's small things, but without him, I would have never thought about that.
That's interesting.
And yeah, it's
Mhm.
it's changed my game, and it's helped me be the player that I am today, and that's all thanks to him. So I'm really grateful to have that. Yeah.
The chipping cross-handed makes sense because it really does limits the hinge. And
Yeah.
I mean, VJ's doing it. Matt Fitzpatrick's done it for a while, right?
Mm.
And I mean, those guys don't suck. They're
No,
pretty
they don't.
good. They're pretty good around the greens, and you are too. That's interesting.
Yeah.
On a technical level, that makes sense. It really does. It really makes sense because it has you take the club back a little bit wider, so
Mhm.
you're a little bit you're not as likely to be flippy. You can't
Exactly.
biomechanically put
It's
yourself in.
way more like just you just have to put it on plane and then turn her through your left hip, and that's
Yeah,
it.
yeah, you're rotating more.
And you
That's
can
cool.
put spin on it.
Right,
So
right. Yeah, you're coming in shallower too. Did you have to change your bounce profiles on your wedges when you went cross-handed?
not I did a little bit, but that's honestly all with the Titleist Performance Institute that when I
Mhm.
went there, they just helped me out and saw me chip, and they know better than I do. Like I just trusted them with that, and
Sure.
it was going well when I was there, and I love my wedges now, and it's really awesome. I love it. It came so natural too. Like I
That's
changed it. I was like,
interesting.
oh my God, it's a new world. Like it was so
Wow.
good. Yeah.
Wow. I'm sure there's going to be some people listening that are going to go, I'm going to go out and give that a try
Yeah,
now.
honestly, they should.
Yeah. Yeah. So give the listeners a makeup of your current set. So you're obviously playing Titleist, right?
I have Titleist,
Mhm.
Vokeys, SM11, and then so I have 58, 54, 50, and
Mhm.
then I have pitching wedge through 3 iron,
Mhm.
T150,
Mhm.
250 on my 5 and 4 iron, and then I have the driving iron on the 3 iron.
Mhm.
And then I have the GTS 2
Mhm.
on my I have a 5 wood as well, and I change it depending on course setup and
Mhm.
wind conditions and stuff like that.
Mhm.
And then same for my 3 wood. And then I've never been able to change my driver. I have the same driver for the past 5 years, maybe. It's the Stealth 2,
Mhm.
TaylorMade. I love it. I love the way
Mhm.
it looks. It just speaks to me like there's a connection there.
Mhm.
And honestly, it's it's helped me like I don't know, visually I really like it, and I hit it pretty far and straight, so I don't even try, like I've tried the new versions, but like I have no requirement to change for now, so like I just stick to it because it works
Mhm.
pretty well, and why change when it works, right? So
Yeah. Yeah. Don't fix it if it doesn't need to be fixed. Yeah.
exactly.
So you're playing the Titleist ball too and all that.
Probably 1X, yeah,
Mhm.
exactly.
Okay. Amazing. So, what's your daily life look like now?
Well, it's pretty easy. I take care of my body, so I go to the gym. Pretty much like if I don't go every day, I try to do mobility and stuff because I know how important it is for me, and I
Hmm.
would never want to go back to where I was with my back stuff. So
Hmm.
I try to take care of that in the mornings, and then I go to the course and go play either. Then it's also based on if I have tournaments or not. My training changes a little bit. But I would say when it's just a regular week, just maybe like this week actually, it's basically a practice in the mornings, doing my wedges, fixing my distance control and my landings and carries and stuff like that, making
Mhm.
sure that I'm aware of where I need to be in my swing to make this kind of distance and stuff. And that's also that came so natural with my left hand low. So
Mhm.
much easier for me to know my carries and stuff like that. So that's been fun. And I have this one drill that I do um, pretty much like every 2 days to keep track of my performance and my wedges.
Mhm.
So I do that a lot because that's been an area of where I could grow my game,
Mhm.
and I feel like I've done a good work there. And then I go into some swing work a little bit. I'm not a big technical person. Like I like to play. Like I like the game of golf. So
Mhm.
I know I have to do it, so I do it. So over time it changes a little bit and gets better. But I'm not like my swing is good. It's in a good place. It doesn't need like huge fixing. It's like it's just making sure that we stay on track and that my um I like to think about my areas of my golf game with like having cursor and that cursor never tips outside of where it's supposed to be. So
Sure.
I always keep it, even if it's not like perfectly in the middle, it's like somewhere there where I know what's going on, you know? It's never like tipping outside of that where I'm like, oh my God, what's going on, you know? So I take care of that, making sure that pretty much the needle stays where it needs to be.
Mhm.
And so I do that with my golf swing, and then I just hit some balls. Do also a performance drill, call it the gate drill, where I just have 10 balls, and based on the club that I'm hitting, I have a smaller or bigger target zone between maybe two trees or something like that, and try to hit as many balls as I can out of 10 with full routine and
Mhm.
kind of transitioning more into like the
Mhm.
game itself and the
Mhm.
process and your behaviors and all that stuff. So you also practice your mental state, you know, it's not just like
Mhm.
hitting balls on the range and you have 1,000 balls, and it's also really like being able to switch from the technical work and stuff like that and then being able to perform right after that.
Mhm.
So that's something that I try to always have a good combination of my technical work and my performance. And then usually I go play in the afternoons, either with a goal in mind. If I want to be working on my wedges, I would like I can have a theme to my round. That's what I'm saying. Either
Mhm.
stroke play 18 holes, one ball, or like then it gets more tricky where I'm like, okay, like if I hit in the fairway, then I can go to between 60 and 80 meters. So then it makes like pretty much you pick your ball up, and if you hit in the rough, then you have a shot between 120 and 160 and stuff like that. So it gets like a little trickier if you miss the fairway and stuff like that.
Mhm.
So I don't know, it's little things, and I have a bunch of games. Like I like playing games. I like, having fun. So I can have fun while doing my work. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, it's pretty much that, and then basically see my friends if I'm in Geneva because it doesn't happen that often. So I try to go and play. Like I played squash this morning with some of my friends, and it's just good times.
Yeah. I mean, there's that, you've got your day job and then you want to be a human being, and have fun and
Exactly.
do that. So, I mean, Caroline, you mentioned so many great things and about the game and about your growth and the very real process
Mhm.
of what it is and what it does take to play golf at a high level, which you were doing. So, in closing, what's your plans for this year?
Well, I have some status on the LET, which is the first division in Europe,
Mhm.
but it's not like big enough for me to play like a full season. And so I'm focusing on the second division for this year, with the goal to finish in the top seven in the order of merit at the end of the 20 tournaments that we have on
Mhm.
this tour.
Mhm.
And if I do finish in the top seven I go straight to LET next year, with a full category, even better than what I could get in winning Q school. So that's my goal, and that's why like I'm not playing some of the LET events that I could potentially play in or get invites in. I just don't really want to because I already have a lot of tournaments and things that I need to take care of. And I think this is like my first year on tour, so I'm not trying to, I'm where I am, and this is my journey, and this is how I see it. So I'm trying to play LET Access for now, and figure out my game and see where it takes me and
Mhm.
learn from those experiences
Mhm.
for bring with me for the following years. Yeah.
Do you have any plans on playing back in the United States on the LPGA?
I mean, yeah, totally. That's the end goal for sure. But again, like I'm not trying to, I know where I am right now and I'm not trying to like be like, oh, like next year I'll be LPGA or whatever. If it happens, great for me and I will be super happy and it will mean that I'm doing the things and, pretty good. But
Mhm.
yeah, definitely like something that I'm like dream of and it's like definitely like everyone's dreaming of that, but it's like how do you get there and what do you do every day to get there? So
Mhm.
I'm really focusing on the small things and being disciplined about what I do every day and how I do it and what it means. So this is pretty much how I see it. And definitely if it brings me there, then I'll be super happy. But yeah, for now it's LAT access and we'll see later. But if I'm we'll see how my game is and how the season goes. But I'll probably go and play Q school in the US in September or whenever that is first
Mhm.
stage.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, exciting.
Caroline, it's been a gift to know you. I'm glad we're friends. Thank you for coming on.
Yeah, same.
Wish you all the best. And I have
Thanks.
no doubt that you
Thank
will accomplish what you want to accomplish.
you. Thanks, Jesse.
Yep, you're
Thank you for
welcome.
having me.
Mhm.